Welcome to episode 8 of my gold grinding series. We are level 31. We are looking pretty fantastic here. And we've got 471 gold. So we're doing pretty well for ourselves, especially for level 31. Plenty of money for our mount, even though we're a paladin and don't need to buy one. What is our spot today? Our spot is here in Desolace. We are going to be targeting the Scorpashi snappers. We're going to be killing scorpids today. So what's cool about these guys is, like spiders, they drop large venom sacs, but they also are skinnable, and they skin for things like heavy leather, which actually sell pretty well right now. I think a lot of people are leveling leatherworking, which makes sense because TBC leatherworking is pretty good. It becomes a lot better, so I think a lot of people are getting it up. So skins are worth a lot, and those large venom sacs are worth around 2 gold, something like that. So that is what we are doing today. We're doing it in 2 spots. Right now, I am in Desolace. We're just right at the front of Desolace, but we're also going to be checking out the spot in, once again, Thousand Needles. Down by the Shimmering Flats, down in this corner, there are scorpids here as well. They are about the same level. They have the same drops pretty much, and they skin just the same. So we're going to be seeing how much money we can make here. We're going to only be staying here for 2 levels, maybe a level in each spot. We'll see which one is better, and then we'll go from there. We are farming out here in Desolace, killing these scorpids, and we got our first rare. Hopefully we get even more, but is the glowing magical bracelets. This might actually sell. I'm not sure how much intellect is on like green bracers around this time. The strength is totally useless, but maybe that 8 intellect is useful for someone. I'm not too sure. We are closing in a little more than 6 bars away from our level. We are doing pretty well out here. So far, we've gotten, let's see, 12 large venom sacs, which is really, really solid. That's looking at least 24 gold right now, based on what I've been seeing. We've got this rare. We've got a bunch of leather. We've even gotten a 12-slot bag, which will sell for a gold or 2. Everything is adding up. They are a little bit sparse. There is a little bit of walking you have to do, but the level is still going really, really fast. There are plenty of mobs out here to grind. If you end up grinding to try to level a little quicker, you could throw in killing some of these basilisks. I think they actually share a spawn with the snappers, so it's not even a bad idea to kill some of these basilisks when you're out here as well too. But back to grinding, and I'll be leveling really soon. I'm just finishing up here at the spot in Desolace. We're about to hit level 32. We are making some great progress. A couple notes on this spot. There have been quite a few bots that I've had to report here. A lot of hunter bots are doing this farm. They're not skinning. So if you do have skinning, you could, large venom sac. If you do have skinning, you could make a little bit of money just skinning what the bots are killing. But it is unfortunate that there are quite a few bots, but there are also a lot of mobs, which is good. So farming hasn't been too bad. The levels come and gone pretty quickly. So let's take a look here. Here's an interesting spot that I wasn't using right away. Right up here in the corner, there are actually quite a few mobs up here. So as you go through here, you'll find every little secret spot, but there are a good amount of mobs in each section here. Here in the top, right here on the side of the road. In the middle is where the bots mainly were, and then you have some on the right here. There might be more, but that has been perfect for me. Nice, I missed the actual ding while looking at the map, but that's okay. Here are our results from here. The important thing to keep in mind is that we were rested for a good portion of this level, maybe 5 or 6 bars at the beginning. So really, this is less than a level's worth of loot, and I think just by looking, you can tell that it's really not too bad. So first off, let's look at the main things that we're here for. We are here for the large venom sac, and we're here to skin. So the large venom sacs are going for 2 gold each. Occasionally they get down to like 1 gold because of people undercutting, but I've sold a ton of these now at 2 gold. So I'm going to stay with selling them at 2 gold, even if I have to wait a little bit. We also have the light leather, which is going for almost 3 gold a stack. So we've gotten 19, almost 20 large venom sacs. So we're looking at about 38 gold. Let's be a little generous. We'll bring it down, auction house cut and stuff like that. 35 gold worth in the venom sac. We've gotten 5 stacks of heavy leather, which minimally is going to be another 10 gold just from the leather that we're getting here. And then, again, we've got another couple gold from the medium leather, too. So this spot has been really, really good for skinning. Just in those leathers and the large venom sacs, we're looking at 55 to 60 gold total. That's really, really solid. But that's not all we got. There are hides, of course, which they're kind of variable with selling. Maybe the heavy hides will sell better. If so, then we've got another 7 gold there. We've got vendorables, which is really cool. So we've got 2.5 gold just in the heavy scorpid leg. If we actually take a look, that's the wrong button. If we take a look at farm log, it's because I'm not right clicking. Nope, it's just because I'm terrible at buttons and technology, I guess. So we've killed 197 Scorpashi snappers. We've gotten 15 venom sacs. So we're looking at maybe a 7.5% drop rate, something like that so far. But again, this sample size is pretty small for this. So Wowhead says something like a 10% drop rate. That may, in fact, be the drop rate. But actually, you know what? This 15 is incorrect because there are probably, there are 4 unknowns. So it's actually, we're almost actually at that 10% exactly with the 19 that we actually received out of the 197. So I think sometimes if I loot and then I re-loot, it gets confused about what I've killed. So this spot has been good despite there being bots, despite it being a huge server. So definitely a good spot. We're going to go check out the 1,000 needle one. It is down here in the Shimmering Flats. Hopefully that works out as well as this spot. Remember, again, we've got this large knapsack earlier. We got these glowing magical bracelets. This level has been absolutely insane. Probably a 70 to 80 gold level, if not more. Really, really happy with this spot. So let's go check out the other spot, see if we can do something similar. If it's too crazy there, I'll just come back here because honestly, I really, really like this spot. It's kind of fun. There's a little bit of running around to do sometimes if you don't see any scorpids. Like right now, I'll have to move to another spot. But once I get to that spot, normally there'll be, 8 scorpids there waiting for me to kill them. So it's not too shabby at all. So I'll see you over in the Shimmering Flats. We are here in the Shimmering Flats finally. So from my Wowhead research, going down to the south will yield slightly higher level scorpids, and they're all just sort of around the edges. So I'm going to be going down this U, checking out these spots, seeing if this is how viable this grinding spot is compared to the old one. Let's go ahead and get some kills, and I'll check back in with my thoughts whenever they form. So we have been here for a little while. It hasn't been too bad. I'm not sure I like it as much as the other side. There seem to be a lot more horde bots here. First of all, a lot of the bots were alliance in the other spot. There are a lot of hunter bots here. I'm pretty positive they're bots. I've probably reported 10 or 12 people in this time that I've been farming in both spots. But so far, so decently. We are killing a different mob than in Desolus. Same basic thing, but we've got Reavers. We've gotten a slightly worse drop rate so far on the Venom Sacs, which is fine. We don't have too large of a sample size. We've gotten 1 from the Scorpid Terror as well, too. So we haven't been here too long. A little tip here, if you are trying to kind of claim yourself some Scorpids, is finding a spot that you can claim as your own. So as you can see, you end up in these situations where there's nothing around. So what you want to do is, there do seem to be maybe 3 or 4 major spots for these Scorpids. So you can see one here. But there are Scorpids on this side, the right side of the Shimmering Flats, the left side of the Shimmering Flats, and then the top of the Shimmering Flats. I think that if you sort of try to carve out that section, make sure you're killing everything quickly so that when other people show up, see, I took too long making this video, another person has shown up, and now they've killed a Scorpid, and they're sort of fighting over my territory now. But the important thing is we kill these Scorpids. We can wait, a minute for a respawn and then start killing again. Isn't too bad. But if there are multiple people running around, then you do want to jump from spot to spot to spot. The kills per hour, I don't think that they are higher than the other zone. The other zones seem to be going a little bit faster, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna stay here for a few more bars, kind of see what the drop rates look like, and then we'll go from there. And hopefully, we'll even out a little bit more on the drop rate. Maybe a couple of these bots will drop off, and maybe I'll do some PvPing to make that happen. We'll see what happens, but so far not too bad. Not a big fan of the Shimmering Flats. It's like really flat and monotone, so it's not too attractive of a zone personally to look at, and it's just like mobs all over the place that you have to avoid. But so far not too bad. We'll see what happens. Now, this is what it's more like when there aren't a bunch of bots around. It looks like maybe one just showed up. Nope, he's just running by. So normally, or if there isn't any competition, you can actually have access to quite a few of these Scorpids. I think that this is a much better spot if there is no one around. So depending on your server, it could be that that Shimmering Flats ends up being the best. Overall, so far, so good here. I did take a little bit of a break to come back when it was less crowded. And, it's 9:30. I mean, we are still like in a reasonable prime time night. So it's not like I waited till some crazy off hour, and you can see that there is quite a few here. I will not be able to kill all of these before the spawn start happening, which means I can kind of just grind here infinitely. So that is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it right here. I'm a little worried about this rogue. Here he comes. He's waving. If we're doing waves, that's fine. All right, as long as we're all on the same page, that's no problem at all. Well, you saw me just skirt through life and death, but challenging a paladin, I mean, paladins are really annoying to fight, so most people don't even bother fighting you, even if they're a couple levels ahead. You've got bubble, you've got your heals, you've got lay on hands. It's just so annoying. What I'm going to do here, this is maybe controversial, but this is a bot, so I am just going to go ahead and make sure it stays dead. And as you can see, look at it. It's just attacking. As I'm murdering it, it is attacking the mob. So obviously a bot. It's really sad, but we'll keep killing here. I'll allow my rogue friend to stay here, and I'll let you know how we do once we hit level 33. This kill is the last kill we need to go ahead and hit 33, I believe. This spot has been really, really good for me, specifically this spot in the Shimmering Flats. Right on the side, there are some like wagons and a tent, and there are just so many of these. So it's been a pretty decent grind. The leveling has been okay. It was not as good as the Harpies was, of course. The Harpies were just like these endlessly spawning mobs. So the leveling was a little bit slower. That was a little bit jarring. But let's take a look at what we earned. We've got 20 gold in vendorables that we've mostly vendored so far. So I think we started with 471 when it comes to gold. So we've earned about 19 so far, and we have a couple more things to vendor. Luckily, I was able to do this whole grind perfectly almost without having to actually go to the auction house. So I've got everything in my inventory that I'm going to be selling. We've got 35 large venom sacks, which is amazing. They're going to go for at least 2 gold. And if they're not 2 gold right now, I'll wait a little bit till they are 2 gold. They absolutely sell at 2 gold plus, sometimes even 250. So my shot is for 2 gold. 70 gold just from the large venom sacks. We've got a couple hides. We have the medium and heavy leather. We have a lot of heavy leather. We have 11 stacks, I believe, and they're going for almost 3 gold per stack. Mystery meat is used in a couple of interesting recipes, like the Dragon's Breath Chili, I believe. So might sell for what it says it'll sell for. We will see, but that could be a couple extra gold, or I'll just end up vendoring it all. We've got some greens. We do have those glowing magical bracers we got earlier. Might get some gold for that. And then just some other miscellaneous goodies in here. The greens, I had to end up killing a couple. I actually got a light feather. That's kind of funny. I had to kill a couple other mobs. Sometimes the basilisks or the rocks will get in the way, and you just kill them. I think I only killed very few, though. 5 basilisks. Let's see if I even killed... I don't even think it even logged the 1 kill that I got. But we did make some decent gold. But how much exactly? It's time to go sell all this and get a grand total of what getting 31 to 33 nets us when we are killing and skinning these scorpids. Here we are. We have finally sold everything that we have farmed up. We actually even sold some stuff that wasn't selling from the harpies. So I think we had a blue from the harpies that hadn't sold that eventually sold. And I think we got an anti-venom, a strong anti-venom in the harpy episode that also sold. And I was just rolling in cash. So I'm giving this warning because we made a ton of gold, but I ended up getting a little careless with it. So here we go. We're at 588 gold. We started this episode at 471 gold. That is over 110 gold for these few levels. These 2 levels, we had a lot of rested on that first level, but here's the thing. We didn't just make 100 gold or 110 gold. I just spent about 100 total gold getting this, and I probably, maybe I shouldn't have, but I'm not even 35 yet, but I saw a great deal for it. Well, I saw it on the auction house for about 140, and I negotiated them down, which I think is within the rules of my, of the paladin. You know, I think negotiating is okay. We were able to get fiery war axe with fiery weapon on it for just about 100 gold. So in reality, we made over 200 gold with everything selling now and everything that sold kind of previously. So we got maybe 20 gold worth of stuff from the old things. We sold the rare that we got from the scorpids. It sold for, I think, 40 gold, maybe something around that. But the heavy leather was selling at about 2.5 gold per stack. It sold instantly. All the leather sold really, really quickly. So my guess was correct about skinning. Skinning was definitely the way to go for this. People are leveling leather working for TBC. They are buying leather. So we didn't just buy the war axe. We also got some other smaller upgrades that I'm going to put on. But when we hit these kind of mid-30s, you get a lot of this gear coming out of Scarlet Monastery. A lot of people running Scarlet Monastery. These things are cheap. These are, this vendor's for 25 silver. I think I bought it for about 40 silver. Very, very cheap. And we're going to see, it's quite a big upgrade for us. So things are going to be going really, really well for us. When we hit 35, we're going to be using the Fiery War Axe for probably 7 levels, if not more. That's how strong this thing is. It's going to save me a lot of time, and I think that that's a factor. The 100 gold that it costs me, I think that if I can level faster, maybe save myself 2 hours in the time that I'm going to be using the Fiery War Axe, then that's well worth it for me. I'm really happy with it. Plus, I don't have to buy them out because I'm a paladin. So to keep it fair, I thought I could spend a little extra gold instead. And this will probably match better. If you're doing this on a not paladin, then maybe your gold is going to match better than me. So we're doing really great. We are level 33 and we're going to a new spot. We are going to be doing another RNG farm. And it's not going to be on Kalimdor this time. What a shocker. We have been hanging out on Kalimdor for so long now. We've been in Thousand Needles for longer than I would love to admit. Even my other characters have been in the Shimmering Flats. Even when I wasn't grinding, I'd get on my mage, and I would just kill those hunter bots, because there were so many hunter bots killing scorpids. That was a big problem. There was plenty to farm. My levels came relatively fast still, but there were still so many bots around, unfortunately. It's definitely a sad sight to see, but the next spot Usually not too botted or anything like that, but it's a big RNG farm. It's in the Eastern Kingdoms, and it's pretty darn close to Stormwind. So I'm really happy to be back in the hometown. Going to be really easy to train up when we level. And the next spot we'll be at for probably 2 or 3 levels. What do you think it is? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.